All right, everyone, we just have one massive story to break down and discuss today, but it has to do with multiple data points appearing online, some of which coming directly from Nintendo themselves as they just announced a brand new game. Then we also have a leaker claiming that we should be expecting a big news update for another first-party Nintendo title tomorrow, all while there are rampant rumors online suggesting we should be expecting some kind of July first-party Nintendo Direct, and we have to sort through all the noise and break down what to actually expect with Nintendo's summer 2022 announcement schedule going forward. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we just got one massive topic to tackle today and really break down and sort through a lot of the noise that's online around what to expect with Nintendo and their summer 2022 announcement schedule, because I think you can clearly say at this point that we are in uncharted territories as to kick off this conversation. We had a big surprise news drop from Nintendo earlier this morning directly from their Nintendo Twitter account, where they surprise dropped a brand new Kirby title that is very reminiscent of a Fall Guys style game, but you can't just call it Fall Guys because it's actually racing involved, and then apparently you're trying to eat the most food as you go. And the game is known as Kirby's Dream Buffet. It'll be out this summer. It will apparently support local and online multiplayer, which is a huge win. You're essentially going to be racing around tracks and trying to claim as much food as you can and be the fattest Kirby at the end of it, all while doing some 3D platforming, also utilizing Kirby's signature copy abilities. And apparently there will be 4 stages at launch. Now, what we do not know with this title is how it will be released, as this could be a good slot for something like an NSO subscriber, that if you are a base tier or maybe just an expansion pack subscriber, that this game comes for free. Maybe it's something that is a $30 or $20 purchase. It is confirmed to be an eShop only release, so we should not be expecting some kind of physical blowout for this game. It's not going to be that full price $60 experience, but this does look like a fun online multiplayer experience to have with friends, and it'll be interesting to see how Nintendo goes about its release, as all we know at this point in time is that it will be out this summer. Now, so that's a very surprise announcement in and of itself, while we're all still waiting on updates around games we're expecting to see featured soon, like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet most likely being around the corner with some kind of new trailer. There was a ton of leaks surrounding those games, and we won't go into those in detail in this video, but I do think that that's definitely something else we should see from Nintendo relatively soon, or rather the Pokemon Company, as they've kind of broken off and done their own style announcements as of late. And of course, if you saw yesterday's video, you know that there are heavy rumors online circulating suggesting, most likely due to some ad campaigns that are running, that Wave 2 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass should also be upcoming in the near future, with an announcement coming as soon as this week or next week at the latest. Not to mention, it is just the logical timeline for that wave to hit, as they want to space this DLC out through the end of 2023, and why would you jam pack multiple waves into the same part of the year? Doesn't make a lot of sense, so that's another strong one to expect around the corner for some kind of announcement. Now, besides all of that noise with first-party Nintendo announcements that we potentially should be looking forward to soon, there's also some interesting information popping up online with Bayonetta 3, as it just got a rating today, officially on the Nintendo Switch eShop, also on the ESRB website. It is now an M-rated game, as you can see directly from the Nintendo eShop page itself, and when a game gets rated, we know that that game is close to being ready to go, if not already ready to go, because we know how Nintendo likes to do things with their release schedule, potentially slotting around different games to make the most sense in their minds. So by all accounts, we should absolutely be getting more information on Bayonetta 3 soon. And there's even one leaker that I won't put much stock in, as I've never covered them before on the channel. However, there's a couple notable things in the past that they have gotten right. Take that for what it's worth. Sometimes it's lucky guesses, sometimes it is legitimate information, and definitely hard to tell with more new unknown accounts. But you can see the following posted up over on Silex Hunter's Twitter account, where they're most notably known for getting a couple things right with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass before it was officially announced. When everybody was thinking it was Mario Kart 9 or Crossroads, they were saying, has anybody talked about the DLC for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? So definitely that one notable, and then also one being correct around a Nintendo Direct mini partner showcase, and that's as far as I can really see on their accurate history. But they are definitely, I think, taking a shot at Samus Hunter, which is clearly has fallen off the wayside now with their accuracy, and we're not talking about them anymore. anymore, but this one might be worth paying attention to, as we don't have to wait much longer, as just one day ago they said Bayonetta news shouldn't be too far away. Then just a few hours ago at the time of filming this video, Bayonetta news tomorrow, specific enough for you. Now, Silex Hunter also had previously claimed that the release date for Bayonetta 3 would take place on October 28th, so the good thing with this particular leak / rumor, whatever you want to call it, is we don't have to wait very long to figure out if they have legitimate inside information, and I will definitely be paying more attention to the account if it does prove accurate after tomorrow, or we will dismiss things from them in the future if it clearly is not accurate and we don't get any kind of official news update for Bayonetta tomorrow, as they are claiming to have knowledge will actually drop. But all of that takes us back to the format conversation of how Nintendo's communicating their announcements this year, because you may have seen recent rumors circulating online from various content creators and just news outlets, websites, reporting on things like Pierre Schneider, who's actually the co-founder of IGN, who did actually say that he had sources, or rather that he had heard, that a Nintendo first-party direct would be taking place in July on a recent podcast episode, but he clearly says that he doesn't know if it's accurate or not, but that's literally talk that he had heard. However, I will tell you guys, especially in light of the new announcement for this Kirby game, which was just surprise dropped on Twitter, why would that not be at a Nintendo Direct in July if we were indeed getting a Nintendo Direct in July? That's the first data point that I kind of think throws off that entire theory for me. We are also just in clearly uncharted territories with Nintendo this year, as we skipped up E3 altogether because E3 was canceled. Nintendo clearly decided that they didn't have enough first party stuff to feature at the summertime anyway, which is kind of weird because we're talking about games like Bayonetta 3 and we're talking about Mario Kart Booster Course Wave 2 coming around the corner, and then they could have even just done an NSO roadmap update for N64 games. Then they had this new Kirby game up their sleeve. They could have featured Pokemon at the event. If they would have just thrown in a few of those announcements and included some of the partner showcase stuff that they had, that by all accounts was the best direct mini partner showcase I believe we've seen so far, they could have had a banger 45-50 minute plus mainline general Nintendo Direct in the summertime, and I feel like people would have been happy with it. But what Nintendo does Nintendo things at the end of the day, and clearly all of this is up for debate and speculation and nothing is verified, but I do think that there's a lot of interesting data points to look at with upcoming announcements, and most likely this year in particular, specifically for summertime, I would expect these surprise morning Twitter announcements, maybe sometimes early afternoon, but I think that that's what we see Nintendo shift to with the communication of their first party updates over the summer, and then I think we set our expectations for a mainline September Direct to take place, and that is when we get hopefully updates on major titles that will be for the late 2022, beginning 2023, most notably being heavily rumored projects like Metroid Prime 1 Remake. Maybe, if we are extremely fortunate and lucky, we get some kind of official announcement around Wind Waker / Twilight Princess HD coming to Switch, and that may or may not also be the event where they decide to blow out Breath of the Wild 2, although since that is a spring of 2023 game, if it's ready to launch in March, you gotta talk about it before the February Direct, right? At least you think that they would. But the overall theme for this video and my personal communication to you guys is that Nintendo's a fun company to track, because we truly never know what to expect with them. Every time you think you have a pattern figured out for Nintendo, sometimes it ends up being accurate, but it is a 50-50 coin toss at the end of the day, and you really don't know what they ultimately have up their sleeves, and the insiders that do know of certain projects clearly don't know of all of them, because I can't recall anybody predicting this Kirby game that just announced today. So there's a lot of unknown with this company, and that is ultimately where us as Nintendo fans have to have that reality check, that even though we keep up with the news, we talk about all the newest stuff here on the channel that drops from Nintendo, and a lot of speculation talk on what we may see. At the end of the day, until Nintendo announces it, we don't know. If there is a July Nintendo Direct first party focused, I will be incredibly surprised and extremely happy. I would love to be wrong. However, I do feel like this Kirby announcement and the potential for a Bayonetta 3 news update hitting tomorrow, I think that's all the confirmation you need at that point, especially if we get that Bayonetta 3 news update. Then we get things like individual announcements for Mario Kart DLC. Like, why would that stuff not be at a mainline Direct if they had it planned? So that's my personal thought process with all of this new noise and news going around online. I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, your personal thoughts and speculation with what you think Nintendo is up to this year. Are you anticipating any kind of surprise summer Direct announcement where they do have a traditional first party one? I would say if we're getting one, it's probably Splatoon 3, but do you think that we get one that's just a general Direct with surprise announcements? Then maybe they push back the September Direct to October, or they actually have 2 directs closer back to back than they typically do. What game announcements are you most hyped for that you want to see Nintendo focus on, whether they're confirmed or unconfirmed games? And definitely share with me in the comments down below how you're feeling about this brand new Kirby game announcement. How do you think Nintendo will actually go about releasing it? Is it something like a free-to-play Nintendo Switch Online style title, or is it something more like a traditional $20-$30 title to hop into to have fun with friends online? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before we leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, where we discuss an interesting update to the ongoing GoldenEye 007 remaster rumors and a deep dive into all of the information that suggests that we should be around the corner from some kind of Mario Kart 8 DLC Wave 2 announcement soon. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.